Hello, this is Wmpyr. Special guest once again, Sensei Rick.
Hey, how y'all doing? Sensei Rick. How you doing, YouTube? Hey,
All
Wmpyr.
right. So, man, we got another awesome movie. They Live. Whoa, 80s classic.
80s classic. And I got it on VHS.
That is so awesome. That almost looks like the blockbuster. It's in that.
Yeah, this one's come straight out of a Hollywood video. You can still see the
Oh, nice.
Hollywood thing there
Nice.
on there.
Those were the
Oh, it
days,
says
man.
horror right here, too. Look at that.
Well, dude, I look right as an adult. I don't know if I'd call it horror, but it's horror sci-fi, maybe more sci-fi.
Yeah. I understand the horror classification, but definitely more sci-fi.
Thriller sci-fi,
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
But for me, back in the day when I was a kid, it was totally horror. I was like, that's scary.
I was ultra scared, super scared.
ultra, ultra. For a kid, I mean, I thought they were zombies. I didn't know they were aliens. I thought they were literally zombies. Yeah,
Oh,
they.
okay, yeah. I got the alien part because I watched that TV show V, and that V TV show really scared me. So this was like a continuation of that, and I said, no, this is scary. You know,
And so let's go into V a little bit. So we
a
could do
little,
that.
yeah.
So V, starring Mark Singer, was a
Oh
TV
yeah,
at the time, and it was crazy because they all wore these red uniforms,
yep,
and they all came in saying we're here to help humankind, but actually they were underneath the fake mask. It was
yeah,
mask. They were reptilian,
yep.
and they just wanted to eat.
Yeah, I think they were like doing. Now there's a word for it. You see it in all the movies now. It's
Yeah.
called terraforming.
Oh, yeah.
Where I think in Alien they were doing it already back then. They were, but the word wasn't so prominent. I think
Yes.
that's what they were doing with V, and I
Right.
think that that's probably what they're doing with They Live, which we didn't touch
They
on it
said that.
earlier. But I think that they're prepping our planet for their atmosphere so that they could have where they don't have to shelter themselves in this body or in their which in a spacesuit, quote unquote.
Yes, no, they did say that in They Live. I thought they mentioned one of the things was they mentioned they said Earth was like a third world planet
Yes, that's right. They're third world.
planet like they had other worlds that
Yep.
they were just exploiting like crazy,
Yeah.
and Earth was just one of them. So it's kind of like what we're doing to third world countries.
That's right. In the movie, they do talk about it.
Yeah,
These
yeah,
guys really don't care about global domination or political anything. They just see us as a resource, and they're just gonna move on once
yeah,
the planet is all the energy is just zapped out of it. They're moving on.
yeah.
That's right. I remember just rewatching it this week. I picked up on that. I was like, hey, they're not here for anything. They're not here. They don't care about history, global domination, or anything.
Yeah,
They just want the energy and they're out. Yeah.
right. Yeah.
Yeah.
So
But
yeah,
V, those guys from V, man, that was pretty scary stuff because you couldn't tell if they were. There was no way you could like. This has the glasses. That's
right.
why he's got the glasses on.
Yes.
Your
So,
V didn't have that.
yeah, they had masks on, but like weren't like at least one of them became compassionate towards humans.
I think, yeah.
You had one that underneath, is a total reptilian, but he's cool of us.
Yeah.
Maybe if they ever made a They Live Part Two, we would see somebody like that. That
Oh
is
yeah, well that's right up there what we were talking about with the hybrid,
right.
right?
So we got to
Oh,
go into that then.
we got
Okay.
it. Yes.
All right, so there was a traitor in the movie They Live, right? He was
Yes.
at first he was a homeless guy, and then the next time we saw him, he was underground, wearing a slick
Yeah,
tux.
tuxedo and everything. Yeah, because the first time you see him, he's just a dude sitting on a couch watching TV, and he's like, "Man, the TV's out and again, the antenna's out again,"
Out in the
and
field.
yeah,
Yeah,
they're just in the middle of the refugee camp, and man, like I don't know, 30 minutes into it, a few scenes later,
Yeah.
This is right around where the main character Roddy Piper and his buddy, they infiltrate
Yes.
the bad guy's lair, and
Yes.
they meet this dude where he's now signed up with them. He's got his own little special Buck Rogers watch where he can
Yeah.
communicate, Knight Rider watch. And then he knows all the guards. He's friends with them. He says hi to them and stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So he's a total traitor.
Yeah.
For me, it's kind of like in the Matrix where this guy chose the blue pill.
Yes, for sure. Yeah. Because
Yeah.
he even says, like, hey, like, did you join up on the team? Or he says something to them that where you pick up on that. You're like, whoa, man, he traded
And
places.
if you do that, then they shower you with, all of us, just like in the Matrix where they were like, we could send you back, just do what we want, and we'll send you back as a higher, richer person, better life,
Yeah.
right? So that's what this guy, exactly, he got that. And
Yeah,
but
because it's really weird because he was a refugee trying to, power to the people and all that stuff. And then you see him, he's like wearing a tuxedo. Like it's like
yeah, he's a cop out, a sellout,
yeah,
right?
with his gold watch. His
And
talking
so
watch.
he is the traitor. Now, Meg Foster's character,
Uh-huh.
right? She works at the studio and
Yeah, the
very
big channel TV studio.
and she's high up in that company.
Like an executive, yeah.
Yes, and we almost thought she was going to be a love interest for Piper, but
Yeah.
no.
Because they
And
have that little moment where she goes to the second compound where the refugees have already
she's there. Yeah.
assembled. Yeah, and she's got the glasses, and so he kind of sees her in the audience. He's like, he sees her, and he tells Keith David, "Hey, I'm gonna go talk to somebody." And
Yes.
so they talk, and she's like, "Yeah, I saw through the glasses, and I woke up."
We assume all that, and we're like, I guess I was thinking kind of like Commando, where the girl in
Ray Don Chung. Yeah.
Ray Don, he meets her in the car, and then all of a sudden she's like, I'm gonna help you. So
Yeah, for sure. Because it's like there's a shared interest. So it's us humans against them. So it's like us against them. But right when she's sort of opening up to Roddy Piper's character, the wall explodes, and then you see all the cops.
yes,
They raid this second village. So we never really get to see them elaborate on their relationship if there's any counterplay, if she's a spy.
right. But by the end of the movie, for sure, we know she's bad, like real.
When she pulls a trigger and
Takes out
Keith. You pointed that out. Like I always forget about that scene, but she kills Keith David. Like that's how rapid it happens. It's like
I mean, close quarters, right to the head, super evil, and then shoots or tries to kill Piper.
Yes, I think she even does get a shot out. She does.
Right,
she kills her. Yeah. She shoots him, and then he's like, "No." She wounds him, and then he takes her out. But doesn't he like throw grenades at the? He does something. Yeah.
He takes out the satellite dish, but then did they gun him down from the chopper?
Yeah, they gunned him down. So it's like it's a total loss.
Right. Yeah. So at this point, we know she's super bad because of the ending, but the part that you were talking about, did she lead the cops there? Did she give away the location of the secret resistance group?
I always wondered that when I was a kid. Never thought about it when I was a kid. Watched it as an adult later, years ago, and that's where I kind of started thinking. I bet you she led them there.
I think so too. So too. And we speculate that. Now the other part we were talking about is, you thought, then why is she with them? Is she? You mentioned class.
Yes, and this was like, she's an executive in this job, and because of the system that these aliens, the way they control that, she's got her big job, her big salary. She doesn't want to lose what she has. So she's willing to go along with them because they haven't done anything to her already anyway.
Yeah.
So she wants to just keep on living how she's living.
Right.
That's how I saw it. But
Yeah.
when you brought up this awesome theory that you had,
I
so
I don't know if it's awesome, but it's a more radical idea. Is part of it her? The actress has these very unique, amazing eyes, and then
and they mentioned in the movie that the aliens have been there for decades. So
I thought maybe that she could be one of the hybrids,
yeah,
and
I had never thought of that before until you said that. So that's awesome. That's what I think is awesome. Because
because yeah, for me, if she was in the upper class, then if she's part of the system, she wouldn't be doing the dirty work. They would send other people to take care to do stuff like that. It wouldn't be her. But maybe because she knew Piper and stuff, they thought she was perfect. I don't know. But I
I
thought
liked what you were saying because if she is a hybrid, then they could use her as a scout to see if the sunglasses are going to work on the hybrids. Does the human technology detect
yes,
the new hybrids? So since they can't see her with the sunglasses,
right.
maybe. But this is not mentioned in the movie, so this
No,
is kind of like how I said that John Carpenter leaves it in your hands to
yeah,
create your version of
yes.
how it ends or what happens. And this is the good part that as movie watchers, you came up with this idea. I'd never heard this. That's why I think it's so awesome.
I I'm thinking also because when you watch those TV shows about ancient aliens and stuff like that, alien conspiracy shows,
Yeah.
they always mention hybrids and
Oh well,
experimentation.
we
So
talked about it. It was he did a movie a few years before called Starman,
Starman,
where Jeff Bridges comes from another planet and falls in love with a girl here on Earth and has a baby.
right?
And his son has the same gift. His son can do the same things that he can do,
Yes,
but has a human mom. So really it's not too far out to say that the guy that made the movie about the Starman and the hybrid child made a movie about this where now an executive in this TV channel station company
yes,
which it controls the source of the signal where they can they can control what we see on our world in our reality, and then they get to communicate with their home world because they're doing that teleport stuff.
right. So
She's a boss in that company.
yes,
It could be that she's a child of somebody that owns the company. Maybe
yeah,
she's like the alien's daughter, like you're saying, and that could be right up there.
it's kind
Never
of
thought.
a prodigy. Yeah.
Yeah,
So
yeah.
we had a third possibility, a third idea, which is more romantic and definitely more positive, and a little bit more positive, and that was more your idea. You said that she had mixed feelings.
Yeah, she had a change of heart. So,
Yeah.
um,
So
Roddy Piper runs into her. He's running away from the police and gets into her car and says, "Hey, drive out of here." So she okay, but later in the movie, he leaves his sunglasses in her house when she kicks him out of the house, literally throws him out and breaks
yeah,
a window and throws him through a window. But she keeps his sunglasses, and later that's when you see her in the compound where she says, "Hey, I put these glasses on." That's where I thought she had a change of heart
mm. And
because
when she
she
showed
sees.
up
Hmm.
at that place, she thought she showed up there for out of the goodness of her heart. Now that she's seen the truth, but
Yeah,
maybe the bad guys followed her there. It's not that she told them
that's how I saw it when I
right.
was a kid, and then even like a decade ago, 10 years ago, when I watched the movie again, I said, "Oh yeah, they followed her
Yes.
because she wasn't tactical. She wasn't trying to sneak around. She just said, 'Oh, I'm going there.'" Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
But then we have to explain why the betrayal at the end. And your explanation now I thought was pretty good, where you said she just went right back to her normalcy.
Yeah, because the power of that
State,
mental
yeah,
signal, it's a mental signal. Because if you remember, if you go back, the guys at the refugee camp are watching the TV, and the scientists go in and break in, and the TV gets kind of grainy, and you
yeah,
see the scientists saying, "They are watching us. They are controlling everything. They are here. They have been here for decades." And so he's telling the whole backstory. Then they're getting a headache. That's where I think that she works in the TV station. The signal's going through there. So
yes,
she leaves the station. She puts the sunglasses on. She sees the awesome world, removes the veil, and she's like, "Oh, this world, it's terrible.
right,
I want to help these guys. I work in the station. I can help them." Then the signal rewires her brain back to normal mode, which is control mode,
right,
and she ends up killing the good guys.
right. Yes, yes. So three different possibilities. Take your pick. We were just playing around like that. It's such a fun movie that you could do stuff like that.
Yeah, yeah.
The other part that I kind of want to. This is the part I want to end with is that we just mentioned how the TV signal. It's all about the TV and the preacher in the very beginning, the crazy preacher who we just dismiss immediately as, oh, he's just a crazy preacher guy, but he's part of the homeless people. He's part of the resistance.
Yeah.
He's blind. He's the one that I can actually see, and maybe that protects him because he can't see TV.
That's
And
right. Because
yeah,
did you notice when Roddy Piper is first discovering that the church, there's something going on in the church?
yeah,
When the first signals start jamming the TV, the preacher is saying the exact same things
he
that the
was.
guy is saying. And
Yeah,
Roddy Piper's looking at him, and the preacher standing by the thing, he's saying, and they are, he's saying what he's saying, and his mouth is moving. And like Roddy Piper's like looking at him, he's like, whoa, he's putting two and two together.
yeah.
That's what I noticed is that Roddy Piper, he didn't have a lot of that, like the haze.
No.
Maybe because he was walking from one city to the other. Maybe the signals aren't as strong if you go from one city to the other. Because he
Yeah,
does a lot of walking.
and he doesn't watch a lot of TV.
No, he
No.
doesn't.
So
So
and the character himself, he's an anti-hero. So he's even though he's the normal guy, he's also nobody. And that was, I think, the point. His name is listed as Nada, which
that's right. And then remember how he says, like, hey man, I just want an honest day's work for an honest day's wage. I believe in America. I
yeah,
believe in the system.
yeah,
So it's weird because he believes in a system that he ends up taking down.
right,
Well, all he does is remove the veil. The
yeah,
system is still there,
you're
at
right,
least the system of success where anybody can make it.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. So the freaky thing is, I remember there were times where I would watch TV, but back in the day, and I would blank out. I would
Yeah.
watch a TV show for like an hour, and then immediately afterwards, I'm like, what did I just watch?
Yeah. Yeah.
That's kind
Yeah.
of it's kind of like they live right there.
It's
So
exactly
I
like
think
they live. People have talked about the flicker rates of the screen and how that affects our brain waves. I mean, all that stuff. John Carpenter was way ahead of his time
way
when he
ahead.
was making this movie because you can still look at this movie and look at what's going on now and you're like, whoa, what's going on? Is
Right.
somebody really pulling the strings? This is fiction. This is just fiction. It's for fun. It's a movie. It's up to you in the audience if you want to put two and two together and say, hey, wait, I'm not telling you anything's going on because it's for fun.
Interesting ideas there.
Yeah.
We're at the 19-minute mark.
Yeah.
I think
Yeah.
this is a good, but man, it's such a great movie. You guys should definitely check it out. And Wmpyr over and out.
Sensei Rick signing off.
All right.